I just had to take a step back, take a deep breath, and cut off reselling for a few days. Welcome to Matt's Profit Pursuit. I'm Matt. I'm a part-time reseller who sources at the Goodwill bins and sells pretty much exclusively on eBay. And I like to make what sold videos where I break down all the fees for the sales so you see exactly how much is made reselling part-time like I do. I got 22 orders going out today, I believe, on eBay, and one from Dibbed It. Let's see what sold. Sold this pair of kids' Vans. Kids' shoes are a tough sale. I paid $1.05 for these, and they sold for $5.99 plus shipping. The buyer is all in at $13.90, and after fees and shipping, I get $3.39. These weren't very good. They're called sloggers. They're like gardening shoes or something. I paid $2.70 for these shoes, and they sold for $5.99 plus shipping. The buyer is all in at $19 even, and after fees and shipping, I get $7.10. Sold this plush. It's a gunned Curious George fireman. I paid 55 cents for this plush, and it sold for $6.99 plus shipping. The buyer is all in at $13.42, and after fees and shipping, I get $5.36. Sold this Under Armour hat. It's just a plain hat with a little logo in the back. We actually got this for free. They sent this in a package over Christmas when we ordered my son some clothes. So I sold it. This hat sold for $7.49 plus shipping. The buyer is all in at $13.42, and after fees and shipping, I get $5.91. Sold this Tommy Bahama shirt. I paid 85 cents for this shirt, and it sold for $8 plus shipping. The buyer is all in at $14.55, and after fees and shipping, I get $6.50. Sold this Mountain Hardwear lightweight. I don't know if it's really a rain jacket. It's the lightweight kind of windbreaker thing. I paid 50 cents for this jacket, and it sold for $8.50 plus shipping. The buyer is all in at $15.17, and after fees and shipping, I get $7.20. Sold this pair of Levi's 514s. I paid $1.75 for these jeans, and they sold for $9 plus shipping. The buyer is all in at $18.30, and after fees and shipping, I get $8.32. I was picking up every pair of Levi's because eventually they will sell, but only for around $10 to $12. So I'm getting a little bit more selective on the ones I do and getting rid of the older ones. Sold this pair of all black Chacos. I paid $2.50 for these sandals, and they sold for $9 plus shipping. The buyer is all in at $19.67, and after fees and shipping, I get $6.53. Sold this lot of Paw Patrol figures. On little figures like this, keywords that I'll use other than what they are cake toppers. Just in case someone is looking for decorations for a birthday. I paid 24 cents for this lot, and it sold for $9.99 plus shipping. The buyer is all in at $16.64, and after fees and shipping, I get $6.97. This is my Dibbed It order. It's 3 vintage Star Wars figures. Sold for $10. I probably paid 25 cents. I don't know. I get $7 or so. They sold for $10 plus shipping. Sold this Sonic plush, the silver Sonic plush. I remember finding this and thinking it was a great find because I did the Google Lens and there were some good comps, but those comps were for a larger version of this. So look out for this, but a bigger version, and it sells pretty good. I paid 15 cents for this plush, and it sold for $10 plus shipping. The buyer is all in at $15.89, and after fees and shipping, I get $9.03. So this Atari Power Pack. Not sure for which Atari. I paid $1.60 for this power cord, and it sold for $10 plus shipping. The buyer is all in at $26.30, and after fees and shipping, I get $15.82. Sold this First Form sports bra tank top. It's not sports bra, but whatever. Workout tank top thing. Sold within a few days of me listing it. I paid 50 cents for this sports bra, and it sold for $10 plus shipping. The buyer is all in at $16.95, and after fees and shipping, I get $9.08. These are some G.I. Joe missiles. I only paid 6 cents for these, and they sold for $10.99 plus shipping. The buyer is all in at $17.62, and after fees and shipping, I get $9.80. Sold another Tommy Bahama shirt to a different person. People getting ready to go on vacation or something, I don't know. I paid 90 cents for this shirt, and it sold for $12.34 plus shipping. The buyer is all in at $20.20, and after fees and shipping, I get $10.08. Sold this vintage timer. I believe it is for photography, if I remember right. This is a Time-O-Lite darkroom timer for developing film. I paid $2.25 and it sold for $16.49 plus shipping. The buyer is all in at $30.63, and after fees and shipping, I get $19.16. Sold this pair of Levi's. They are the Low Pro Straight light wash jeans. I paid $1.90 for these jeans, and they sold for $18 plus shipping. The buyer is all in at $28.58, and after fees and shipping, I get $15.03. Sold this pair of tactical pants, I believe. Where did the logo go? There we go. I believe it's Vertex is the brand, or Vertex. I'm not sure exactly how to say it. I paid $2 for these pants, and they sold for $20 plus shipping. The buyer is all in at $34.66, and after fees and shipping, I get $20.30. I sold this pair of H&M pants. H&M isn't the best brand; it's just a mall brand. However, these had like the front, not patches, but whatever. This front section kind of double knee. They look like workwear. So when I looked into them, a few had sold for a decent price. They took a little while to sell, and I took an offer. I paid $3 for these pants, and they sold for $21.24 plus shipping. The buyer is all in at $32.66, and after fees and shipping, I get $16.58. Sold this pair of cool pants, and these are the Revolver. So on the inside, front left pocket of the pants, it'll tell you what model it is right there. I paid $1.60 for these pants, and they sold for $22 plus shipping. The buyer is all in at $30.30, and after fees and shipping, I get $20.26. Sold this pair of Merrell shoes. I paid $1.70 for these shoes, and they sold for $26.73 plus shipping. The buyer is all in at $38.23, and after fees and shipping, I get $21.97. Then I sold this pair of Gucci shoes, because everything's Gucci up in here. And they're pretty worn. They've got some wear and scuffs. They've got wear on the heels there. But hey, my first pair of Gucci. First anything Gucci, I think. I paid $2.40 for these shoes, and they sold for $50 plus shipping. The buyer is all in at $59 even, and after fees and shipping, I get $40.48. So last week was a little bit rough for me. I just felt overwhelmed and kind of just a lot of stress and things like that. Self-diagnosed, but I know I suffer from depression and have issues with that, kind of with stuff in the past and things like that. So there was a few days I was just not in the mood to do anything. Didn't want to film any videos or anything. And when I feel like that, a lot of times I kind of, what's the word? I self-sabotage a lot of times. I just say, F it, done. And I was to the point where I'm like, I don't even want to do any more videos. The reselling is just taking too much time. It's not worth it. So, but I just, instead of kind of imploding on myself, I just took a step back and did nothing for a couple days, reselling wise. And it was good. That helped a lot. I'm not a therapist or anything by any means. I'm pretty sure that's clear. But it is important to know yourself, know your body, and to don't feel ashamed if you need to work on yourself or you need to take a break from things, or if you need to quit things, if you need to, maybe I do end up quitting reselling at some point because it's just not worth it anymore. And I know I do have some female viewers, and that's great, but obviously I can only talk from my perspective as a man, and I know it's hard for men to talk about mental health and things like that. Um, and I'm an introvert, for the most part, other than hanging out with my family. Um, so if you resell full time, it can get lonely. So you just got to get to know yourself, to know those signs, and know what's best for you to do. And yeah, I don't know. I've always been the just get over it kind of guy. Like, that's just how I was raised, and every once in a while, just feels like too much. I gotta kind of shut down, and I those couple days helped me out a lot, and I'm back. I feel good. I didn't go thrifting this weekend or the last weekend, and I'm getting low on stuff, but I'm not stressing out about it. It is what it is. I got a stack full of graded cards that I'm going through. I'm going through some of my other stuff that I haven't listed yet. And it is what it is. That's what I'm going to list for this next week. And if I don't list something someday, that's whatever. That's all I can do. I'm just gonna do the best I can do. And I definitely have goals, and want to grow my channel and grow my reselling business, and want to get to a certain point. But I'm also running myself ragged trying to do that. And again, that was what was ingrained in me. Just super blue collar, just work, keep your head down and work. But the problem with that is sometimes you forget to look up. And maybe I'm just getting old. I don't know. I'm 35 now. But I have kids from 18 to 4, a bunch of kids within that range. So seeing like, crap, like she's already 18, and I got my little guys, and I'm like, oh, I want to spend more time, spend more time with everybody. But like, I wish I could have spend more time with my 18-year-old when she was that age, and just don't want to miss out on things like that. And then before you know it, your kids are grown and out of the house, and and thankfully, God blessed us with some great kids, and I want to do my best to provide for them, which means work. But is that all they're seeing from me? Is that all they're taking from me? Like, is that what they're going to think is the most important thing? Is just work. I've mentioned several times how I would like to do this full time because I want to be able to spend more time with my family and make my own schedule. And I just happen to like reselling. Reselling isn't the thing. The thing is working for myself and creating my own schedule. And that could have been anything. However, I enjoy reselling a lot, and because of the nature of it, I'm able to do it 90% from home. Other than thrifting, everything else is done at home. So it works on multiple levels. But even if I were to start a plumbing company, if I became a plumber, I can make my own schedule and still do a job, and then come home and do whatever with the family, then maybe go do another job, things like that. That would be great too. However, reselling is awesome because I can jump in and out from events with the family. But even when I'm in work mode, I would be just here in the garage, and I can interact with the family whenever needed. Now, I know that's not going to happen anytime soon. Like I said, I'm 35 now. Realistically, by 40 is the goal. To be working for myself full time. Again, reselling doesn't have to be the thing. It doesn't have to be the job. It could be anything. I do hope my YouTube channel grows, and I do start getting some kind of revenue from it. I have low expectations of myself anyways. Again, back to mental health things. But even if I was able to make, I don't know, $1,000 a month, like that would be, yeah. if I was able to make a steady $1,000 a month for, I don't know, probably, again, good safety net. If I did it for a year of like, okay, I'm making this constantly making $1,000 a month, like that would be a good, like, okay, I can definitely jump into doing this full time. But that's another thing as far as more weight and pressure is it is hard to grow a YouTube channel. And everyone tells you that, but everyone thinks like, oh, I'm going to be that guy. I'm going to be the one who has that, do a couple videos and just boom, everyone thinks that, or at least they have that hope, I guess. Again, or maybe it's just me. But it's a lot of work. Which another thing I've been doing most weeks, 3 what sold videos a week. I'm gonna go down to 2 again, just for the time of it. I'm still going to do daily shorts. Those are pretty easy because I just chop up my full length videos and kind of do a little what sold of one item at a time. That's pretty quick and easy to do, but filming and editing a whole video, that time I could better be used for something. I'm still planning to film 3 times a week most weeks. That way I have a backlog of videos I can put out, and I can have a week here and there where I don't have to do anything. Thanks for listening. I really appreciate it. If you've listened this far, I'm sorry if I'm rambling too much. This is just kind of a little bit of a venting session, but inspirational, at least for me, because like I said, I'm feeling good right now about everything. Like making that change to okay, I'm going to put out 2 videos a week, knowing like, okay, in a few weeks I don't have to do anything for a week, YouTube wise, and I didn't do anything for a few days on my eBay, and the world didn't end. So that's that's a good thing too. So I really appreciate you letting me vent about this. But now let's break down these sales. For those items, including what the buyers paid for shipping, I have a total of $471.24. After fees and shipping, I have $264.87, minus the cost of goods, which was $28.20, and that gives me $236.67. I take 25% and put it aside for taxes, which is $59.16, and that gives me $177.51. Invest 20% back into the business, which is $35.51, and that puts $142 even in my pocket, which is 5 times my investment on these items for only about 5.5 hours worth of work. Thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Catch you on the next one. God bless. Peace.